Howdy, howdy. It's Beast Poker here, and I'm going to be talking about 30 big blind tournament ranges today. I was working on 40 big blinds the other day, and because I've been playing some tournament games, and every day I'm changing the depth stack that I'm drilling, I'm going to think about 30 big blind tournament ranges today and kind of break it down in my head a little bit and compare it to the 40 big blinds and deeper. What's perfect is that I was playing a cash game the other day which had a lot of straddles on, and I didn't adjust my range appropriately. I think I was between 1,000 and 1,500 deep on a 2-5 game, and then there was a straddle to 10, then a blind raise to 25, and then the opening raise on any given hand was about like $60 to $90. So if I'm sitting at $1,000, $90 straddle makes me playing effective of 15 big blinds. And I didn't adjust. I was calling in position with 5, 6 suited. Sometimes I 3-bet, but at depth I wasn't doing that. Or like Jack 10 suited. And the problem is, if I was playing a tournament at the same depth stack, 15, I'm just punting money. And so I ended up losing. I mean, I got my money in kind of good in a couple spots and just ran bad, but I still lost a lot of EV in smaller pots, just like calling with 90 and then check folding the flop, something like that. And then the 90, 90, 90, 90, and then you're down $400 on just seeing flops, which is just wrong, bad play. So I'm getting used to playing against more straddled at straddled tables, people like that at higher stakes. It definitely induces action, just makes it like a shorter or smaller stack play, becomes tournament play. And I'm practicing tournament play. So this is great for me to work on right now. Let's just go into it now. I've got the ranges set up here. This is the opening range for 30 big blinds deep from the under the gun. Nothing too crazy here. Folding a lot of these suited connectors. I kind of knew that already, that this is kind of drilled into my head. Let's go later in position. In the cut off, you're starting to raise some suited connectors with like 2s and 5-4 suited. That's just still folded. And here's the button, what it looks like at 30 big blinds. You're raising every ace essentially, and still not all 5-4 suited. So then you're raising a lot of queen, jack, 8, 10 offsuits. I think I have this one down pretty well, but let us do a verse raise. So we'll be in the button versus a raise against under the gun. So this is even 30 big blinds. And when their straddle was raised to 90 big blinds or $90, and I was playing at 15 big blinds, I was still calling in position with 7-6 suited, 8-7 suited, and that's just wrong. 6-5 suited, I don't know what I was doing. I need to learn these ranges for that situation where it's just huge stacks at the start of every hand, or huge raises at the start of every hand with small stack to pot ratio. And look, it's only Broadway, really. You're 3-betting up to tens, maybe these two as bluffs. Let's see if we go against later positions. Same thing, same hands, not messing around. Ace queen off is just a call. Ace 10 off is a call. Ace 5 suited is no longer a 3-bet like it is in deep stack. It's just a call. This is new here when we go against the cutoff. This is the first open raising range, or open or shoving against a raise range. They like ace king, ace queen off, and then suited broadways, 9s and 8s, anything that really kind of needs protection. I already kind of went through this and just took notes for myself. This is I already know that. Strong polar range, 3-betting. So it's the top 4, call them the big 4, these 4, and then queens, jacks, 10s. That's all your value. And then the shoving range starts versus cutoff. So I think as we get even shallower, you're going to be shoving 25 big blinds deep. So imagine I'm in a straddled pot with a $90 raise, and that's just your open raise. That's not a re-raise. And I'm in the button with tens against the $90, and I have 1,200 behind. I'm at like 15 big blinds. That's a shove I'm shoving into $1,000 because the open raise is $90. I wasn't doing that. I was calling tens because I just think every raise is super strong, and that's not the case. It was just the open raises were so big that it was reducing the effective stack sizes. And that's anything below 30 big blinds deep. Now let's go from the big blind. How are we defending this? Big blind versus raise. Even at 30 big blinds deep, I'm just shoving pocket pairs. I mean, this is gamble, gamble. And that's what happens when you're smaller stacked or smaller effective stack sizes. I guess you have to gamble because it's just you're so passive if you don't shove. And if anyone, these players at the 2-5 game were playing probably pretty loose. Shoving all those pocket pairs, ace, king, queen, ace, jack, is probably going to get some money. And then light re-raises with just the nuts or the best possible hands. So I need to put this into my brain, not just for 30 big blinds, because that's what we're talking about, but actually what I'm thinking about is straddled pots. So that's big blind. Let's go against let's go under the gun raise. Shoving jack 10. I don't know if I would do that. But these hands that need protection, I actually lost a hand where I shoved eights and king queen off called. And that was for $2,000 and I lost. He had a queen. So I wasn't so far off by shoving that. The action was a little different than open raise shove. It was open raise, I call with eights. He's in the small blind, shoves or raises small. Original raiser who's loose, folded, and then I'm in the button with eights. And now stack to pot is like 1-3. So I just shove for eights because I know everyone's getting loose. He called with king queen. Against the button, this is what we got here. Not too different than 40 big blinds. Let's see. Yeah, something similar. 30 and 40 big blinds, pretty similar. There's just so much calling here. Just remember to call a lot in the big blind. Just defend. And let's see. Small blind. We're at 30. No, this is not right. We're in the small blind. And then I think it's pretty similar. Small blind versus 30 to 40. It's the button. A lot of raises, a lot of shoves, some calls. A little bit more shoves as we get to 30. So small blind really shoving at about 30 big blinds. I've got to drill that into my brain. I guess he was in the small blind when say we were at there's a raise, a call, and he's in the small blind with king queen offsuit at maybe 15 big blinds. Let's see what he does because he was in the small blind. Yeah, shove or he raised. He's good getting it all in. I'm good getting it all in with eights. I just got to drill this. I'm using the app that I reviewed, the GTO Preflop charts. It's really good. It's like Duolingo. And just click, 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 and instant feedback. You're right, wrong, and it shows you the chart. And you can switch between 10, 15, 20, 30 big blinds really quickly, which I like. And when I'm playing online, I'm practicing at the same time. So I'm playing some online tournaments and practicing these. Training the subconscious when I do the clicking right now as I'm talking about it. I'm training the conscious mind just to get a bigger, stronger concept of it. But it's not going to show up when I'm playing unless I've trained it to the subconscious. So right now is just the big picture, and I'll train the subconscious on my own. And I think that will be that 30 big blinds deep. That's my strategy. Helping with straddle pots. I'll keep going lower 30, 25, 20. Strategies change as you get lower. And I'll jump back up to 50 big blinds at some point. Because that also is like a single straddle pot would be, I'm sitting at 100 big blinds deep and they straddle to 10, 2, 5, 10, and then I'm at 50. So there'll be a lot of times I'm at 50. But the open raises are so big sometimes for no reason that I have to pretend I'm playing 30 big blinds. So that's that. Um, have a good day. Ciao.